Kumusta? My name is Victor, and today's video, I'm going to show you guys the best looking light on the market right now. We're going to unbox this guy. Woohoo! And, you know, it's your typical Zhiyun case. Ta-da! We've got the AC plug right here. This guy, which is the battery. And just to let you know, like, this battery looks very, very similar to the Molus X100. But the thing is, they are not the same battery. They look very, very identical. One is silver and one is like gray, like midnight gray or whatever, like MacBook space gray versus silver. I'm sure this is a different current or like different programming. We're gonna just open this guy. And this is one of the most beautifully designed product, at least the most beautiful design for a light. So this is an Apple Wallet, and then this is the light. Obviously, they're not the same thickness. If you comment that, it's like, oh, they're not the size of a credit card. I'm like, seriously. So this is the Z mount, and this is a Z mount modifier right here. Fairly small, and that is like perfect for just putting this on. Look at the footprint on this one. All right, so this is my Sony A7C II, and this is the light. Look at that. I feel like I'm just shooting with two cameras, you know. What else is in here? You have a case, or like a little bag, and just some manuals and warranty cards. So if you want to use your existing Bowen's mount modifiers with this light, you can as well. You just need an adapter. This is their ZY mount to Bowen's mount, and that this is your regular Bowen's mount. Once we connect it here, you can now mount this on the light stand, and that there's a reflector on this one as well, so that it kind of intensifies the light a little bit more, so it spreads out better on the Bowen's mount. And it's great because if you do want to use this lights for your studio shoots or any footage that you want to augment with these lights, you can use your existing Bowen's mount modifiers. This is your back panel. You have the two buttons here. There's an integrated fan on here. Fresh out of the box, let's see, there's battery, perfect. You're just gonna take off this knob, and once it's out, boom, we have ourselves a 60-watt light on the go. Again, this is good for travels, or if you have small productions that you can't really bring a lot of gear and you kind of want to be incognito or as fast as you can so that you don't get kicked out if they want permits. All right, so turn this on. We're good. And usually it says to rotate to turn. It has a safety switch so that you don't accidentally turn it on when you're traveling with it. First setup is just English and Chinese. We're gonna go with English. Oh, that blinded me. Let's talk about the modes. We have a CCT mode. You have two buttons right here, which is your dim. Now you can change the temperature on here from 2700 all the way to 6500 Kelvin. That's good enough for an RGB light because we can always go to HSI mode. HSI mode is one of my favorites because it allows you to customize the hue, saturation, and intensity. So on dim, if you press the plus and minus button, it takes you to 50% and then 100%. The 100% is super bright, and we're just gonna go to 10. And then we're gonna switch to hue, 360, 120, 240, 360. And anything in between, if you want those colors, is there. And what I really like about this is that the saturation is there. If you want a super saturated RGB color, it's there. And it doesn't disappoint, it always delivers. One thing that I do want to know is because sometimes RGB lights have this issue where if you dim it down, it kind of takes away the saturation. But with this one, I'm at 1% and it's still keeping the colors. If you want to take a look at this and I brighten up, it's still keeping the saturation to what I want it to be. And which is really good for an RGB light, because prior to this, when we have an RGB light, especially those cheaper ones that we see, the colors aren't really reproducing good, especially if we are on the lower end of the spectrum. So let's just say I'm going down under 10%. If you look at the light, I'm at 10%, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's keeping the saturation. So now we're on the RGB mode. Like, you can dial in your reds, blues, and your greens so that you can create the colors that you want. And then we have effects mode. We have SOS. All right, so we've got paparazzi. Thank you. Hi. Ooh. Hi there. Hi. Okay. We have candle. This is very bright for a candle. And I'm wondering, oh, you can set the CCT for the candle. Obviously, we're going to go 2700. All right, we've got bad bulb. We've got TV effect. Does it look like I'm watching TV?
We hope you enjoy the show.
There you go. That looks like a TV, I think. Like a mini TV, right? We have CCT flash, which you can just change the colors again. CCT pulse. Let's add the speed to 5 so you can see the effect. Okay, that's pretty good. You got CCT loop. Police car. Where's the blue? Oh, you can change it. You got red, blue, red, blue, red. Okay. And obviously you have your disco. You want disco, good, disco, good. Disco, good. You guys know where that's from? That's from You Don't Mess with Zohan. Such a funny movie. You got firework. You've got hue loop, which is always amazing. The effects on this one is very similar to what they have on their RGB lights. It's very similar to that one, which is the M20C. The other mode is music mode, which is, it has a microphone on here that can really listen into it. All right, let's go jazz. Actually, let's go electronic. Let me just change the color. 2, 3. Oh, there you go. It's reacting to it. So it reacts to music, it reacts to audio, it even reacts to my voice. I think if you can pull it off with multiple lights, it's a cool little feature, especially for music videos, for like low budget music videos. I've done this with the reel that I did with the Zhiyun M20C, and I got some pretty decent results for just like shooting something in a room. They also have an app which lets you control the lights remotely with Bluetooth. To connect this one on the app, there's no extra steps. You just need to turn it on. And once you connect the product, it's all good to go. You can change the colors remotely using your phone. And it's very, very convenient, especially if you're in a studio situation like this, or when you're trying to play around with the colors, dialing it down to the colors, the intensity that you want. So Zhiyun took the market by storm by releasing the X100, and this is it. It's the coolest looking light when they released it. And then they had the G60, and then they have this RGB light. It's just one of my favorite lights because of just how it's designed. It looks like futuristic, cyberpunk, whatever. And then they released this guy, and it's awesome because it's not just the product design that they meshed into one product, but the good things about these two products are in this one. This is 60 watts, but it's RGB. And overall, I think this light is so versatile and that it packs a punch for a very, very small footprint. And that essentially you're bringing the most important tool for filmmaking, which is lighting, exposing your shots, manipulating light to get the really, really amazing shots that we all look for. We can now achieve with one tiny light. If you want to grab one of these, there's an affiliate link down below. Usually Zhiyun has some sales throughout the year, so keep an eye out. And if you do end up grabbing one, not only you'll get an amazing versatile light, you'll also end up supporting the channel. And that's it. If you have any questions at all about this light, feel free to comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.